Will all kill Squirtle style.
Yep, so we have the game started now.
Up here in the top right, the Blue Terran, needing to pull 4 in a row here to win this match. It is Window Curtin. And over in the top left of Whirlwind, not a cross spawn, instead up top, taking quick 3-0, trying to end this early, the Red Zerg, Blord.
So a few very small things to point out here with these map positionings. We have Blord, when he takes his expansion, he'll be expanding towards his opponent, which is a bit of an iffy thing. Now, it is close by ground. It's not a huge thing. Both players are still within biking distance of each other's bases.
Yeah, what's going to be tricky here is the air distance between Window Curtain and Blord. This is going to really lend itself well to the drop play.
Yeah, close by ground, close by air on this map. I'm expecting to see some sort of an aggressive play out of one of these players.
Well, I will say that Window Curtain has definitely gotten the better end of the deal as far as spawn points. Something tipping in his favor early, and a quick gas following the quick racks.
Yeah, so it looks like we may be seeing a Reaper opening coming out of Window this game, or perhaps a Hellbat opening. It looks like Reaper so far.
Reaper openings really finding their way back into style more so. Not that they fell out of style, but for a while, Terran TVZ basically went early 3 command centers. Can you hold the Zerg all in or not?
And actually seeing here a pool first build coming down from the Zerg player. His hatch looks like it's about to go down, but there's a bit of a different timing for a hatch with that pool coming down first.
Well, it could be tricky. He's got to scout where his opponent is, and this Overlord's going to take its sweet time, thankfully. But
yeah, SCV coming out to scout and a Reaper on the way. That SCV, I'm thinking it may be heading over there to lay a bunker.
I don't know about the bunker. I like the bunker play, but it seems a little cheeky because with just one Reaper.
Well, remember, bunkers can salvage, giving back the same amount it would if it's canceled. Now, gas started right now, and I'm expecting to see some aggressive play coming out of the Zerg player. Windows seeing now that Zerglings are out, it was a pool first build. I don't think he'll be going for any sort of a bunker real early here.
No, this Reaper is going to probably just have to get in there. Maybe he can pick off these Zerglings if he wants, if he micros, and that's exactly what he's going to do, or he's going to try and do it anyway. No Zerglings getting picked off, but he saves the SCV.
Yep, early game Reapers having more movement speed than Zerglings. Zerglings having 2.95, Reapers having 3.75 movement speed.
He's going to try and get that Zergling. He's going to get that Zergling. Is he going to get another? It should. And he will.
Yep, so we see a command center coming down now on the high ground, and a reactor and a factory started. So a second gas coming down now as well. So I'm expecting to see some sort of Hellbat play.
Yeah, that's
out of the Terran player.
That's basically the big thing, the second gas, because one gas factory is generally Hellions, because, you don't need the starport early, you don't need the medevacs early, but Hellbats, man, that's where they're at. And
Hellbats.
And he's got to be careful here, because these Zerglings are going to come up, and he lifts up the bunker, he lifts up the racks at exactly the wrong time. The Zergling's just going to block the factory from landing. That's 25 seconds he doesn't have.
Yeah, and with no Marines out yet, those Zerglings are going to be able to block wherever that factory decides it wants to land.
That was literally the Blord just getting perfectly timed. He's gotten incredibly perfectly timed things happen both of these last 2 games. I mean, it's literally it's not even like he's sneaking. It's literally just so fortunate.
Yeah, that timing right there, for example, it's a fairly standard timing, but that's not something that you can factor into your build and say, hey, I'm going to send a Zergling here at this time, and I'm going to block his factory.
No, and in fact,
12 Zerglings on the way right now. Those Zerglings are going to sync up with Zergling speed coming out fairly well, so we're going to be seeing some sort of pressure coming out of the Zerg player.
Yeah, and in fact, he was actually going to pull back before he saw the factory lift, and he's like, oh, crap, go, 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 go. And it was just money. Hellbat drop's definitely going to be the order of the day. Factory just I mean, the armory just finishing up here.
Yeah, now these Zerglings coming out. No third base started yet. The standard timing for this matchup for a Zerg to take a third base is about 6 or 6.5 minutes. So it being at the 7-minute mark right now with nothing coming out. And these Zerglings coming up. Can he micro back the Hellions? The
No, he
Hellions
can't.
getting surrounded entirely.
Very slow reaction time there. He's going to lose the bunker. He's got to raise the depot. He does raise the depot. The Hellbat's coming out, or the Hellbat coming out, can stop this, but he's going to have to lift the natural. And so far,
Yes,
just
he is.
Blord
This is going to
making-
delay mining time even more. Kill a mule, kill a few SCVs, and this is just not looking good for the Terran player.
Yeah, this is really as bad as it could get right now. Everything just going Blord's way. And he does actually, he's working on the medevac, so some drops gonna come into play, but I mean, these Zerglings, he's got to deal with these Zerglings or he's never gonna get that natural landed.
Yeah, what Window does have going for him, if he can get this second base down, is that Velor doesn't have a third base yet, and two-base Terran can take on a two-base Zerg if he gets that base mining. So the medevac moving out right now with 2 Hellbats in it, and 2 Hellbats at home for defense. So he should be able to hold any sort of aggression here. The question is, can these Hellbats do the damage that they need to?
Now he's gonna force these Zerglings back because, actually there's a Spine Crawler, a Spire. Ooh, Spire already. That's not good. Spire really the way to advance your lead when you're ahead as Zerg. And he's gonna see there's really no third.
Yeah, he's seeing the third just starting now at 9 minutes, so he knows that the Zerg player is a little bit behind what the standard is.
And he's got to land that natural because he still hasn't landed that, so no mining going on there.
There the land goes down.
Now these Hellbats will be able to hold against the Zergling run-bys that Blord has been doing for a while. However, this Spire right here is going to be a nightmare because he's going to have 2 mines. Stim just now starting.
Yeah, 4 mules landing right now, and now you can see the income spiking up from 800 to 1200. So Widow Mine's in production right now, and the medevac's actually moving up. Could be seeing some sort of a Widow Mine drop coming down. Actually, it looks like it may be just a Doom drop with everything in it, which, with how many units there are right now, that isn't really much of a Doom drop.
No, plus if these mutas were to catch that en route, the game would end. Period.
Actually, I think these are all here just for defense against the Mutalisks.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, economically, let's take a look at drones. 36 SCVs to 50 drones. It's a pretty... Blord is really in the driver's seat for this game, as he's been the last 3. He's got the Baneling that's already finished. Ling Bling muted the order of the day. Really good composition. Really aggravating to deal with.
Mutas coming up. The Mutas are actually going to take 2 Widow Mine hits, taking out...
Oh,
taking out 2 mutas there and knocking the others down to some pretty low health. The muta regeneration is fast enough. The mutas are going to be back up at full health within about 2 minutes.
I think the math was they will go from 1 hit point to 120 in just under 90 seconds.
Alright. So, but still, that's 2 mutalist kills, and that's a lot of gas. That's 200 gas
He's
there.
gotta be careful with these Hellbats.
He gets 1 shot off on a medevac, but it's nothing too much. Without Widow Mines out, I'm not sure how much this attack can do with those Banelings all morphing now. He'll have to make sure to put his Hellbats in front of his army.
Okay, here's the trick. There is no centrifugal hooks. Baneling speed is a good minute away from finishing. So, if he can make some good splits and make everything cost efficient here, if he can finish off these mutas, which are already... Wow, those are already healed. That was fast.
Yep, those are already healed. But with this creep spread right now, this is a very good creep spread. He could go for a decent flank here. Looks like the Mutalisks are going to come around and see if they can pick off any reinforcements or just maybe sit on the high ground and get a worker or 2.
Gonna get a medevac
looks like
here.
they're going to pick off 1 medevac. Oh, nope, speed boosts.
Oh, is he gonna burrow that mine? Alright. Muta's just so fast, man. Faster than
That
Stim
engineering
Marines, I
bay
think.
there being relatively undefended. These Mutalisks having +1 attack compared to the Marines 0-0 are actually going to be taking out the Marines very easy. And 2 more medevacs going down right there from the Mutalisks. These Mutalisks are doing a bit more damage than they should be able to.
Alright, so far the Mutalisk completely shutting down any timing. Centrifugal hooks finishing now. And just Muta control on point here so far. He really just needs to catch his Mutas in a bad spot. They're going to go around the side, come out the back here. And Window Curtin's going to know, and he's not going to be able to really move out.
Yep, 16 mutas in production with more and more on the way. Looks like this medevac may be getting picked off here, and that's a full medevac.
That was an oops moment right there.
Yes, it was, sending that medevac out to a bit iffy of a position.
And this is brilliant right here by Blord. He instead of expanding the creep spec all the way out in the map, he focused it all the way to the third of window curtain. So window curtain's not gonna. He's gonna have to clear all that out before dropping the hypothetical third, which is building right now.
Well, for window, if he wants to go an economic build, that is not the third base you would take. If he was going to go for a planetary fortress, that's the third he would take. But it's always something where, if you're playing defensively, you would expand away from your opponent and position your army accordingly.
Blord walking in. There's really nothing much here to defend against these mutas. 2 medevacs going down, a third almost going down. Window curtain just can't leave his base. These mutas are just darting every which way. It's impossible to stop them.
Exactly, and without the Widowmine numbers up there in his main and at his natural and the mineral lines, there's not much that he can do to respond to these mutalisks besides staying in his main.
Yeah, this map just so good for me to play. It's actually almost unfair, I would say, because you have to have enough static defense to push away. How many mutas is this? This is, oh god, how many mutas is that?
21 mutalisks.
You gotta have enough static defense to push down 21 mutas. That's not gonna happen.
Well, if these mutalisks clump up, there's another factory on the way, and I can expect to see some Thors coming out of that one. That other factory actually finished now. So there are 2 factories on the field, and lots of Widow Mines, 11 Widow Mines on the field. That's enough Widow Mines where if those mutas fly in there, they will get killed very fast.
Losing another medevac worth of units, the hive halfway done, and 2-2 melee attacks on the way for Blord. He's getting ready for that Ultraless transition, which is so painful after getting this marine mine composition to push back these mutas.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to be trying to pick off an engineering bay, and he may actually get that engineering bay down. He's going to get that.
And get the other one.
And can he get the second one? It looks like he will, and that 2-2 was over halfway done. So he trades 2 engineering bays with upgrades over halfway done for 1 or 2 mutalisks, which is a very good engagement for him.
2-7. You know, I never noticed this. Overlords are, I mean, Overseers are faster than Marines by a wide margin.
Oh, yes. Yes, they are.
Yeah. Alright, he's dropped his 3rd command center down there at the bottom, that base you were talking about. He's got to actually defend that against these mutas incoming here. And he might be able to push the mutas away. If he actually moves forward, he might actually be able to pick off a lot of mutas.
Yep, splitting his army up accordingly to deal with these mutalisks. I still think he needs a few Widow Mines in his main to stop that production from getting picked off.
He's got to be careful here. The one mutalisk... there's enough mutalisks and Overseers here that he can just pick off the mine. So there's really no hope of getting out of his base while these mutas are still alive. And that command center has to be cancelled. This barracks, bit of a supply block here coming down. And
yep, and we see another expansion as well as a macro coming down. Overlord at every expansion on the map except for one spreading creep. And this is just fantastic game coming down. 24 banelings, 96 lings on the field, and Blord is just about maxed.
Yeah, I mean, Window Curtain might be able to, and I use the word might here, might be able to trade efficiently here, and he's going to actually use that medevac to scout, I think.
He's going to need some very, very good Widow Mine shots on these banelings and a very good split with it.
Even if he does, here's the thing. Look at the bank for Blord. He's got chitinous plating on the way. He's got the Ultraless cabinet. He is ready for the transition. Here comes the big attack. Big attack.
Oh, some fantastic Widow Mine hits,
there.
Getting tons and
but is it
tons
enough?
and tons
the
of
banelings in the back, actually.
But there just aren't enough Widow Mines there to deal with these banelings, and there aren't any medevacs. There are 0 medevacs on the field right now, and there's the GG from Window Curtain.
Yeah, even if he held that off, there were 11 Ultras in production off of 5 base circuit economy. That was not going to end well. Blord, just clinical execution here in Game 4, and clinical all night long.